Welcome to part 2 of my tweet series, and this tweet says, hot take, but most people have never actually met someone with NPD disorder, just garden variety selfish people. I get this so much, but let's talk about it. In one of my other videos on TikTok, someone commented, oh, narcissism is just a buzzword. On the spectrum, it's just a buzzword. They basically invalidated everything I said about narcissists and family cults and being the scapegoat child by just saying that these are all buzzwords that everyone's just throwing around now. And some people actually defended me, and I'm like, oh, thank you. And wow, to be invalidated while you're expressing your reality with narcissists, and people saying that is not actually true, this is a buzzword. Isn't that kind of funny? And yeah, I mean, I'm a psychology major. We learned about narcissistic personality disorder in one of my abnormal psychology classes. And yeah, I guess it's pretty rare for people to be diagnosed clinically with it. But then again, how many narcs do you know would actually go to a doctor? How many narcs do you know would actually admit they might have something wrong with them? How many narcs do you know would actually even just have the thought to be self-aware of their own actions and their own brain being maybe part of a disorder? It's just so funny to me because we get invalidated by narcs, to us being the crazy ones, to you being the problem for speaking on it and seeing things more clear. But now it's even instead of just seeing, okay, why do you feel that way? Instead it's, oh, well, actually this is just a buzzword. Be so for real. I don't know. I truly believe that there is a lot more narcissistic people out there than the clinically diagnosed amount that it says, and it's way more prevalent than we think it is. How many people are survivors? How many people are part of family cults? Imagine how many families, that have this just dysfunction in their family that's been passed down from generation to generation, of parents that are just emotionally traumatized and abused or whatever, and then they pass down the shh, let's be quiet and let it happen to their kids and to their kids and to their kids. I think we're finally in the generation where we're actually brave enough to come speak about it and say, hey, this actually happens. I think that it's way more prevalent than we think it is. Okay, this is a fun fact, actually. Recently, my mom, she told my sister that, so she found my account, and which is crazy already. She found it, and she said that she saw a video on Narcissist, and this one lady was she woke up years later, she's super old now, and she realized that she was actually the narcissist. And my mom actually told my sister, hey, she feels bad for me because I'm gonna wake up one day and realize that I'm the narcissist. And when I was told that, I was just I pray that it's tomorrow. I pray that I realize that I'm the narcissist any day now, so that I can work on myself and become a better human being. I promise you, I was I wish that would happen, if that's the truth. I wish. Okay, sure, maybe not everyone we say is a narcissist, but they heavily exhibit these traits, And what's wrong with naming something for what it is, okay, sure, maybe they're not a full-blown narcissist, but they lack empathy, they gaslight it's their second language, they manipulate situations, they can't emotionally regulate, they have to crash out on you so that they feel better. There's just, people are just super, super unhealthy emotionally, and it's borderline looks like narcissism. And if that's what it is, then that's what it is. We're just calling it out. I understand that, that not everyone is a narcissist, that they might be just further along into the toxic realm. And this reminds me of people who don't like victims, and it's what's wrong with them saying what they are? Oh, victim mindset, you have a victim mindset. Okay, bro, if you're heavily traumatized by prolonged narcissistic abuse, yeah, you are a victim. Okay, we can name trauma that happens a car accident, a big event, or going to war and getting shot at. We can name big things, and so their pain is enough for them to be called a victim. But prolonged, intensive trauma over and over and over and over and over again, over years, that you can't call yourself a victim when that's what you really are. The term victim, I think, some people become like really attached to that identity, and they use it to self-sabotage, and they use it to seek sympathy. And that's where it's a problem. That's where that victim is starting to use those traits to become more of a toxic person, you know. And I think the toxic people have ruined it for people who are truly victims, who've truly been abused, who've truly experienced narcissistic abuse, you know. Now no one wants to believe that they're actually a narcissist anymore, or no one wants to believe that they're actually a victim anymore. Like, can we just name things for what they are and move accordingly? Everyone wants to say this hot take now. Hot take, victimhood is blah 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 blah. Hot take, they're actually not narcissists. Actually, there's only 1% who are narcissists. Okay, cool. You think, okay, wow. Do you want a cookie now? Like, that doesn't erase the years and years of freaking trauma that narcissistic family cults exhibit on their scapegoat. And even though my channel is rooted in that, people assume that it's about a relationship. So they assume that I'm the problem because I attracted them, or I enabled them, or whatever. And it's like, bro, no, I was raised into this dysfunction. And if I did attract a narcissist into a relationship, then it is also my accountability. It is also my responsibility to be accountable of the role that I played in that. Like, this one guy commented about a whole spiel about how, okay, if a woman's in a relationship and that guy does one thing wrong, and the lady is now calling him an abuser, and she's going to tell her friends that he's, you know, an abusing and blah blah blah, and that he's a bad guy when all he did was one thing wrong, and now he's a narcissist. I told him, like, then that would make her the toxic one if she can't sit down with him and have a conversation and let him know her boundaries, and if he can uphold them, then he can. If he can't, then she should walk away. Everything else that she did, yeah, she weaponized whatever the situation was. I'm not here to pick sides on who's right or wrong. I'm here to see the truth. And through actions, through being toxic, that lady that he described as a whole rebuttal to me saying that narcissism exists, it was crazy because, yeah, okay, she was the one that was toxic in that situation. Like, what do you want me to say? It's like nowadays the truth gets so twisted. The truth gets so twisted, and everyone projects their own situations, and I'm a victim of that. We all are, especially if you're raised in a narc family cult. You know, you see certain things and like you have that experience, and you like, oh, that's narcissism. Oh, that's the red flag. We're just so aware. We see it all the time. And that's our own projections, and we also should be responsible for that. But that doesn't negate the fact that it's actually out there and exists as well. So in response to this hot take, boo, I don't agree. Let's name a disorder for what it is, and let's name these toxic people for what they are, because they avoid accountability their whole life. I think narcissism and sociopaths and psychopaths are like the few disorders that I would say let's scream it loud and clear, because they just will keep dodging it because they don't want to hear it. Like, they don't want to hear about themselves, so let's keep calling them what they are. Anyways, this is Aisha, and here we're gonna thrive beyond the abuse, and let's heal together.